Hello students, today we will discuss about nucleic acids. Nucleic acids. See, these nucleic acids, what are these compounds? These are actually the polymers. They are made up of monomeric units called nucleotides. Nucleotides. So, the nucleic acids, whether, as all of you know, the nucleic acids are of two types, DNA and RNA, and both the types of nucleic acids, these are made up of the nucleotides. Nucleotides are the monomeric units or building blocks of nucleic acids. See, DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA is ribonucleic acid. Okay, so basing upon the type of pentose sugar present, the DNA and RNA are two different types of nucleic acids, and we will discuss about the biochemistry of nucleic acids, how the single nucleotide is formed, then one nucleotide it attaches with another to form dinucleotide, and likewise a polynucleotide chain is formed. And as we know, DNA is double stranded and RNA is single stranded. Whether it is mRNA or tRNA or rRNA, all the types of RNAs are single stranded, but DNA is always double stranded. Okay, so how two strands of DNA are formed, and how two strands of DNA they are stabilized, then how the single strand of RNA it is stabilized, how one nucleotide it is linked with another nucleotide, by which type of bonding. Okay, all these things we'll discuss, but we have to first clear cut about the structure of a single nucleotide. Okay, so let's discuss this one. Nucleotides. Nucleotides are the monomeric units. These monomeric units, these are made up of three components. These are made up of three components. What are the components of the nucleotides? See, first one is a nitrogenous base. Nitrogenous base. And second is a pentose sugar. And third is phosphoric acid. See, this phosphoric acid, this moiety, it makes the nucleic acids acidic by nature, and as they are present inside the nucleus, so the name is nucleic acid. Okay, so we'll discuss one after another about these three components. These three components they make a single nucleotide. Okay, so let's discuss the first one, nitrogenous base. Nitrogenous bases. See, why these names so nitrogenous bases? These are heterocyclic bases, means different cyclic structures are there. And how many different types of nitrogenous bases are there? See, nitrogenous bases are of two types, purines and pyrimidines. Purines are double ring compounds, means it is having a 6-member benzene ring like structure, then a 5-member ambidiazyl ring it is linked here. So purine is a double ring structure, but pyrimidines are single ring structures. These are benzene like 6-member ring structures. So we will discuss the chemistry behind these purines and pyrimidines, how the nitrogenous bases are formed, what are the types of nitrogenous bases, how they are linked with the pentose sugar, then pentose sugar links with the phosphoric acid to make a single nucleotide. Okay, so let's discuss about nitrogenous bases, and first one purine, and then we'll discuss about pyrimidines. So first one purines we'll discuss. So first one is purine. See, these purines are double ring compounds as I have told, and purines are of two types, adenines and guanine. Adenine and guanine. See, basing upon the chemical name, the purines are of two types, adenine and guanine. So first we will discuss about the general structure of a purine. See, General structure of a purine, it contains, as I have told you, that a 6-membered benzene ring and a 5-membered imidazoles ring. See here in this nitrogenous ring, this nitrogenous base, it contains where the nitrogens are present and what is the numbering, how the numbering is done. It's very important to know about the numbering of the nitrogenous bases. Okay, so numbering starts from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and nitrogenous bases, the nitrogenous bases, they contain the nitrogen in a fixed position. See, in case of purines, the nitrogens are present in 1, 3, 7 and 9 position. All other positions are held by carbon. Okay, and then we have to check the valency and we have to take the what, double bonding. Okay, see what is there, what is the position of double bonds, how the double bonds are present and where these are present in the purine structure. These double bonds, they start from here, and as we know, the double bonds, they are present because of resonance. They will show what, distance between themselves. So this is the double bond pattern, and these are the 4 types of 4 double bonds present in a purine structure. Then we have to check the valency. We know carbon is tetravalent, so we have to check the valency. See, let's start from the number 1, and nitrogen is trivalent. So here 3 hands of nitrogen are packed, but here the carbon in the number 2 position, it needs 1 hydrogen. Here also it is packed. Then it is also 1, 2, 3, 4 hands are packed. It is also, this carbon is also packed. This nitrogen, it is also packed, and this needs 1 hydrogen, and this nitrogen needs 1 hydrogen. So this is the general structure of a purine. This is the general structure of purine. Now I have told you that nitrogenous bases means purines are of 2 types, adenine and guanine. So basing upon the chemical name adenine, what is the adenine's chemical name? It is 6-amino purine, and this is 2-amino 6-oxy purine. So just basing upon the name, we have to adjust the groups here. This is the general structure, so we have to adjust. So let's start the adenine structure. We have to make this one the adenine structure. It's very easy and very simple. Students, they think that it's quite complicated, but it's very easy. See, 6-amino purine means here instead of H, it needs 1 NH2. Okay, so now this whole structure is stabilized. All the valencies we have checked. Only in the 6th position instead of H, it contains the amino group, that is NH2. So it is 6-amino purine, means now this structure changes into adenine. Okay, and see, is it clear to all of you? Then see, in the second one, in the guanine, what is there? 2-amino 6-oxy, means in the 2nd position there will be NH2. And 6-oxy, 6-oxy means we know oxygen is electronegative atom and it forms a double bond with carbon always. So this double bond will be cancelled and there will be a double bond here. So it is 2-amino 6-oxy purine. All the other structures, see how we have to again check the valency, because we have removed 1 double bond here. 2 double bonds cannot be linked, means cannot be remain in the same place. So we have to adjust the valency here of the nitrogen, and the nitrogen, it is now packed. Okay, so now this structure, it changes into guanine. Clear to all of you? Then adenine and guanine, these are the 2 different types of purines. Okay, so let's discuss about the pyrimidines, the 2nd type of nitrogenous base. Pyrimidines are of 3 types: cytosine, thymine and uracil. Cytosine, thymine and uracil. Okay, so all these 3, they also have different chemical names. So basing upon the chemical name, they are again stabilized. As I have told you that the pyrimidine general structure, it is a 6-membered benzene ring like structure. So here See, this is the structure of a pyrimidine ring, and here the positions, the numberings will be changed. Okay, so see, numbering starts from here. It moves anti-clockwise, sorry, clockwise. See, and nitrogen is present in 1 and 3 position. 1 and 3 pimes, they contain the nitrogen. All the other positions are held with carbon. Then, what is the double bonds position here? Double bonds are present in this manner. And then we have to pack up the valency. We know nitrogen is trivalent and it is packed here. Carbon, it is tetravalent, it needs 1 H here. And this is trivalent packed, this needs 1 H, this needs 1 H, and this needs 1 H. Okay, so this is the general structure of a pyrimidine. This is the general structure of pyrimidine. Okay, and then we'll change this structure, how cytosine is formed, what is the structure of cytosine, then thymine, then uracil. So we'll discuss one by one. See, what I have told you, adenine is 6-aminopurine, guanine is 2-amino-6-oxypurine, 2-amino 6-oxy. Here in cytosine, it is 2-oxy 4-amino pyrimidine. 2-oxy 4-amino pyrimidine. Thymine is 2,4-oxy 5-methyl pyrimidine. And uracil, it is 2,4-oxy pyrimidine. Okay, so one by one we'll change this general structure, how these cytosine, thymine and uracils are formed. So let's discuss about cytosine. See, it is 2-oxy 4-amino, means in the second position there will be oxygen. As I have told you, that oxygen will be bound to the carbon with the double bond. So this double bond is cancelled here. Then it is 2-oxy 4-amino. Instead of H, in the fourth position carbon has NH2. So now this whole structure, just we have to check the valency. See, here we have removed one double bond, so this nitrogen needs 1 H here to be stabilized. Okay, now this whole structure changes into what? Cytosine. This whole structure changes into cytosine now. Okay, then about thymine. Thymine is 2,4-oxy 5-methyl. Means in the second position and fourth position oxygen will be present. In the fifth position methyl CH3 will be present. Okay, so here already it is having C double bond O in the second position. So in the fourth position also what will be there? Double bond O. So it is 2,4-oxy now. Then here this carbon, it contains CH3 methyl. Okay, so now all other structures are, see, it is stabilized. This is number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these positions are packed. All the valencies are packed. So now this structure changes into thymine. Okay, this thymine is present only in DNA instead of uracil. Okay, RNA contains uracil and DNA contains thymine. Now about uracil structure. Uracil is 2,4-oxy pyrimidine. 2,4-oxy pyrimidine means these 2 and 4 positions are held by oxygen, and here the 5th position of the carbon will be as usual with the hydrogen. Okay, so thymine will change into uracil with this structure. Okay, so all other, means all the different types of nitrogenous bases we have discussed. Nitrogenous bases are of 2 types mainly, purines and pyrimidines. Purines are of 2 types, adenine and guanine, and pyrimidines are of 3 types, cytosine, thymine and uracil. So this is the first component of a nucleotide. See, all of you will comment me whether all these structures are clear to you or not. Okay, then we will discuss about the second component of a nucleotide, that is the pentose sugar. So if the basics of the chemistry, that is the structure of nucleic acids, are clear to you, then it will be very easy knowing the properties of the nucleic acids, how the bonds are stabilized, how the structure is stabilized in case of DNA and in case of RNA. Okay, so the second component, that is pentose sugar. Pentose sugar, in case of DNA is deoxyribose, in case of DNA it is deoxyribose, and in case of RNA it is ribose. See, ribose is the aldopentose. So, and the pentose structure, how it is there? The pentose is, this is the structure of a pentose sugar. It is having oxygen. This is the ring structure. And if you are clear about the monosaccharides straight chain structures, ring structures, then you will be clarified with this structure that this is a pentose having 5 arms, and this is the oxygen, and this is the number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 will join. See, these carbons are present in these positions. Then this is the linkage. See, H, OH, H, OH, H and OH, and this fourth one, it contains H and CH2OH. This is the structure of a ribopentose. Ribopentoses are also known as ribose. So this is the structure of ribose. This is the sugar present in RNA. Then deoxyribose. Deoxyribose means what? There is deoxygenation in the carbon number 2 of ribose sugar, so that it will form deoxyribose. It's very simple. So in the carbon number 2 there will be deoxygenation. There will be deoxygenation in the carbon number 2, means it contains, instead of H and OH, it contains H and H. So now this structure changes into deoxyribose. Okay. So this structure is clear to all of you. Ribose and deoxyribose. Ribose is the sugar of RNA and deoxyribose is the sugar of DNA. So let's discuss about the third component of a nucleotide. Then we will form a single nucleotide structure. Then we will link one nucleotide with the another by phosphodiester linkage to form a polynucleotide chain. So the third component, phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acids Phosphoric acid is the third component. Phosphoric acid is H3PO4. Okay, this is the molecular formula of a phosphoric acid. Then what is the structure? Phosphorus is the central atom. So phosphorus is pentavalent also we know. So this is the structure. So this is the phosphoric acid, which is the third component of a nucleotide. So let's discuss how a nucleotide is formed. See what happens. A single nitrogenous base, whether it is a purine or a pyrimidine, it links with the sugar first to form what? Nucleoside. Then the nucleoside links with the third component, that is phosphoric acid, to form a nucleotide. Okay. Nucleotide is the monomeric unit. So first what happens? The nitrogenous base, it links with the sugar. Then sugar links with the phosphoric acid or phosphate group. Then a single nucleotide is formed.